Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the new third form Frieza that came out alongside LR Full Power Frieza as part of the 350 million download celebration. Now, as of this recording, I finally was able to get this guy's Big Bad Bosses link to level 10. That was the one link I was trying to get done before the showcase because it's going to significantly alter how much damage and how well this guy's going to defend. So I wanted to make sure that was done before we did this because it's more going to accurately represent this guy's effectiveness, pretty much, right? And you know, I'm recording this video on the 31st of August. At this point, I'm sure most of you guys know just how good this guy is. You know, I did a video earlier today on the Tech Piccolo that came out alongside Goku, and it's like you compare these two banner units, and I don't really understand what they were going for Piccolo when you look at this Frieza. Now, don't get me wrong, Piccolo's not bad, but there's sort of an imbalance, I would say, when you look at the two units and you're like, okay, you know, how effective is this guy, how effective is the Piccolo, and is there a difference there? And I would say there is a Grand Canyon between the two units. So let's just quickly go through this guy's details, and I'll sort of make my explanation of what I think about this character. So he is a sworn enemy category leader, key 3, and then 130%. This is an interesting lead because while the LR Full Power Frieza obviously is the main leader for the team, this is the only other leader for this category right now because it just came out. So if you don't have the Full Power Frieza, but you do manage to pull this guy, you technically can still run the team. And this guy actually makes for a really decent lead of the team because he's a support unit for the team. It's kind of like AGL Turles leading movie bosses, where he's able to support the team, and you know, you can run him on rotation or off rotation, and he works to tie the team together extremely well. So that's pretty cool, especially when you have two of them on the team, right? The super attack is the crazy finger beam, raises attack infinitely, and then he raises defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage. Now that's interesting because typically I don't like the raising attack mechanic when it's just a unit that normally is going to only super once per turn. But as we see with this guy, with his passive here, which we're about to look at, he definitely is going to be, on average, supering more than once per turn. So his passive is the Super Monster. And he gets attack and defense plus 70% at the start of turn. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 7% with each attack performed up to 70%, so he's going to have to attack 10 times before he's fully built up. He has a high chance of launching up to 2 additional attacks. That's a medium, that's a 50% chance. And then each of those additional attacks has a 50% chance of becoming a super attack. Now that, to me, when I initially saw this guy's kit, was the craziest part about this, because typically when you have units that perform a bunch of normal attacks that have a chance to become a super attack, they're typically either, you know, 30% or less. So we take a look at something like Physical Cooler, the physical final form cooler EZA on JP, who should be coming to Global soon. His 1 additional attack afterwards has a medium chance of becoming a super, which was buffed from his EZA. Before his EZA, it wasn't even a medium chance, it was below that. So this guy having up to 2 additionals, each of which have a high chance of becoming a super, that's where this super attack effect becomes ridiculous. He gets a 30% defensive raise for every super attack he performs. This guy can super, with the hidden potential system included, up to 4 times per turn. That could be 4 30% defensive increases. Plus, the attack that he's getting from that is permanent. So again, like I said earlier, I don't typically care too much about the attack stacking portion of super attack effects on units that are only going to super once. But a character like this who's able to super 2, 3, 4 times a turn, like that attack stacking is going to add up to a lot of damage. And also, the other thing to note about this attack stacking effect is that actually affects normal attack damage a lot too. There's instances in long events where you'll see this character hitting normal attacks for over 2 million damage. And the reason for that is because of the attack stacking from the passive, or from the super attack effect. And then finally, he is a sworn enemies category support unit, key plus 3, and attack and defense plus 40%. Honestly, I would even argue that he doesn't even need that last portion of his passive to be one of the best, like, non-Dokkan Fest, non-LR units in the game. But with that passive there, I mean, I would honestly call this guy Dokkan Fest exclusive level. In my opinion, if they had made this a final form Frieza and gave him Dokkan Fest exclusive stats, nobody would have complained about this guy if he got released as a Dokkan Fest exclusive this year, like literally right now. As like one of the normal Dokkan Fests throughout the year. All he would need is Dokkan Fest exclusive level stats, and I think a final form Frieza would work a lot better than the third form Frieza as a Dokkan Fest exclusive character, but he's that good, I think. So in terms of his stat spread, I actually gave him some pretty solid skill orbs. I gave him a level 5 gold crit, so you can tell that I'm really putting a lot of stock into this character. Gave him a level 5 attack for bronze, and right now I'm waiting to get a better silver equipment. I would like to either give him a level 5 additional or a level 5 crit. Currently do not have one of those, but right now I'm waiting for a better one to give both to this character and also the LR Super Saiyan Goku. So I have him right now at 9 additional, 17 crit, which I think is a good spread for this guy. Keep in mind that because he's additionaling so often from his passive, that's going to make that additional from his hidden potential system way more effective, because it's going to give you more chances to activate those. But I think overall crit is what you want to go for on this character, because he's attacking so often. If you get like multiple crit supers, that's going to do a lot of damage. And like I mentioned earlier, because that attack stacking from the super attack effect is going to directly influence his normal attack damage, it's important that those normals that are doing, again, 2+ million are going to be crits. So his links, we have Brutal Beatdown, Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Shocking Speed, Strongest Clan in Space, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. In terms of what we're missing out from not being link level 10, Strongest Clan in Space does not matter. It's only defense down for the enemy. Universe's Most Malevolent, we are missing 0.5% attack. And that's it. So we are essentially at full power with this character, link level 10 pretty much, and rainbowed. The categories that he's on are Sworn Enemies, Planet Namek Saga, Transformation Boost, Wicked Bloodline, Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds, Space Traveling Warriors, Gifted Warriors, and Planetary Destruction. But because he's a Sworn Enemy category support unit, you really want to run him alongside other Sworn Enemy characters, even though maybe you can put him on like the Gifted Warrior category, but you know, with that Trunks and Goten leader. But you're still going to put him next to a Frieza character that has the Sworn Enemy category, right? That's what you're going to do at the end of the day. So the team that I have built for this guy is the Transformation Boost / Terrifying Conquerors team, just because of the fact that this third form Frieza actually shares... actually, let me take a look at the SDR cooler here. Let me just quickly check. Strongest Clan in Space, Search for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses. So that looks like they're sharing 5 links. It looks like they're sharing Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, Universe's Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, and Fierce Battle. The only links that they do not share are Shocking Speed and Prodigies, which you can... So if this cooler is going to be a floater, you can actually put this third form Frieza next to the full power Frieza and get Prodigy active, so they'll have 6 out of 7 links in that rotation. But same thing with this Frieza here too. I think actually he has Shocking Speed, doesn't he? Yeah, he has Shocking Speed, and he has Prodigies as well. So there's a lot of links on this team that this guy, or a lot of units on this team that this guy links up well with. One rotation that I really want to harp on is the rotation of this LR full power Frieza and the third form Frieza. And it's not only because of the links either. The way that this Frieza works is you want him to be hit in that first slot to get his additional super attack, right? That's just how this guy works. There are obviously going to be instances where the enemy just decides to not super in that first slot. So if you have a rotation of this full power Frieza and the third form Frieza together, if the enemy is not attacking in that first slot, you can just put this guy in the first slot, and he'll be able to stack up his defense before getting hit. He'll be able to build up his passive more from attacking before the enemy dies. And then this guy will be able to be super powerful in slot 2 because remember, he still has that 30% chance to get an additional super attack in slot 2. So that is a good interaction that I think works both ways for both the third form Frieza and the full power Frieza, depending on if the enemy's attacking in that first slot or not. So that rotation honestly is one of the best rotations in the game, I'm going to say, because they also share 5 links with each other. They just work extremely well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this team into the Legendary Goku event, and I'm just going to let this guy go crazy. I actually haven't even seen for myself how well this guy's able to do with the level 10 Big Bad Bosses, because I just got it done. So let's go ahead and jump in, and I'm ready to see the carnage unfold. Alright, so we're going to jump into the Legendary Goku event here with this team. I mean, there's a really good chance that we end up just completely steamrolling this, so I might go ahead and jump into the GT Legendary Goku event after this, just so that we have more of an opportunity to show this guy off. I'm also going to be bringing the support memory. This is like the most powerful support memory in the game. I did a separate video talking about why I think so. But the third form Frieza is going to be affected by this. You know, 15% extra attack and defense for the entire fight. There's really no reason not to bring this. So people generally go, oh, you're buffing up your team with items, blah 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 blah. This is different because it's a support memory, and it's not like I'm bringing attack up items for my team here. I'm still bringing 4 support items that are typically defensively oriented. But this support memory is, like, if you don't bring this for a team that's centered around Frieza, is like you're not playing correctly, honestly. So both the full power Frieza and the third form Frieza will receive a massive benefit from the support memory. But I'm going to have the third form Frieza linked up alongside Cooler as one rotation, and then full power Frieza alongside Cooler as the other rotation, and then we'll just sort of go from there. So let's jump in. And he's on rotation at number 2. So we're going to start off by just rotating Cooler here. And I think after this first rotation, I'll probably go ahead and just cut until we go to his rotation every single time. Just want to see this support memory. I love this. If only this was voiced, man. I just wish it was voiced. All right, let's actually do this. All right, so we're gonna obviously take a little bit of time to build up with the third form Frieza. Remember, he's only starting with 70% attack and defense plus his support. So technically it's 110% from his own passive. So he might take like 1 or 2 turns to start going. But even the first turn he's on rotation with all those links active, including big bad bosses, I still think he'll be pretty decent. All right, so this is without... Actually, I guess I'll just put him in the middle. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave Janemba here. We'll be able to get the support from Janemba if we do this. So we'll go ahead and do that. This will also make sure that we have Big Bad Bosses active because Janemba has that. And this Frieza does not have Big Bad Bosses. We actually have 6 out of 7 active here. So this is turn 1. We have not done a single attack yet. He's at 153,000 defense. So every single time this guy super attacks... Every single time this guy super attacks, he's basically going to be gaining 50% or 50k defense for this turn, plus the additional 7% from his passive for every time he attacks. So that's good. That's very good. Let's go ahead and just see what this guy can do. This is, again, turn 1 of this guy being on rotation. Hopefully Janemba doesn't like get an additional or anything. Alright, I had to get this guy into a super because of the orb buff, so... Alright, don't additional. Okay, cool. 2.29 is actually... Wow. To start out, that's what he's at? Let's see if... Okay, that's super number 2, so that's almost a 5 million attack stat there, turn 1. Plus he can super 2 more times, but Goku's gonna die to this, yeah. Okay, I guess we'll be back with the next rotation here. Alright, so this is his second turn here. We are going to link him up alongside Cooler. Again, that's going to be 5 links, everything except for Prodigies and Shocking Speed. Actually, does Janemba have any of those? No, okay. So this, again, only the second turn. He's at 168k defense before Janemba's support. So he's building up pretty fast. Alright, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Cooler, I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this because we should be able to get the Janemba support with those yellow key spheres. And there we go. Alright, Frieza. Let's see, this is type neutral for Frieza. 3.28. Okay, this is only his second time on rotation. Okay, there's another one. So this is attack number 4. Okay, attack number 5. That's a over a 10 million attack stat right there. So, by the way, don't forget, he's supporting. He's a support unit. Oh my god. So, that's 5 attacks, so we're halfway built up. Alright, here we go. This is his third turn on rotation here. So what are we looking at in terms of the defense before we even attack? 224,000! He's halfway built up! Oh my god. Alright, so... he's going to be getting, what is that, like 74k defense per super attack? He gets super 4 times. He could potentially be at 500k defense if he supers 4 times. Alright, I guess we'll just put him in the front and have him do whatever he wants to do. Go ahead, do whatever you want. You are going to not care about anything, so go ahead. Okay, let's see. How many attacks is he going to get here? Alright, so this is attack number 6, 4.68. Alright, attack number 7, 5.1. Already at like a 10 million attack stat. Alright, attack number 8, 2.4 million normal. Okay, so he's done 8 attacks. He needs to do 2 more attacks to be... This is going to do nothing, actually, like 0 damage. He's going to do 2... need to do 2 more attacks to be fully built up. So, yeah. Let me know down below if you think this guy's good. Is this guy a good unit? What do you think? Alright, so here we are up against STR UI Goku. So I think ideally I actually would want to put him in the middle because he would get actually full links in the middle here. Got 239,000 defense. I think just to show what he'll do in the middle, I'm going to use a Whis. What's our defense like with Cooler here? 128. Yeah, we could potentially die with Cooler. I'm going to go ahead and use a Whis here just so that we don't die. And I want to have Frieza attack in the middle just so that we can see what kind of numbers he's going to put up with all 7 of his links active here. So we'll go ahead and do this. Remember, he still needs to do 2 attacks to be fully built up. Let's go ahead and do that. Keep in mind, okay, before we even attack here, right? He's starting with 2.3 million attack, right? Before he even attacks here. So a normal attack would be doing that much damage, right? Plus whatever attack stacking we have going on. This is why I'm saying that crits are really important for this guy, because if he's going to get all these additional normal attacks, like there's a chance he just does 1 super and then 3 additional normals or something, right? If those normals crit, like that's still a ton of damage he's doing, right? 2.3, like he can potentially do a normal attack on this turn for 3 million damage, or 3 million attack stat. If that's critting, that's a normal super attack stat for a lot of the units. So I think with a Whis we should be good here. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's see what happens. I think we still take a lot of damage if Cooler gets supered here. Ideal scenario would be he supers third form Frieza in the middle, right? Alright, 2.7. So we didn't get supered yet. Alright, third form Frieza. This is your 9th attack. 5.46 because it's attack number 1. And now he's fully built up. He's 6 million attack stat. He's fully built up now. There we go. And now he's going to keep stacking his attack though. 3 million normal. There we go. Alright, so that was a pretty good turn. Alright, so this guy could actually take some damage if he gets supered here. Oh, double defense stack is nice. Okay, so we should be fine, even if this guy gets super attacked. Okay, well, now that he's fully built up, I am excited to see what's going to happen on the next rotation. Okay, so here we are up against Int UI Goku. He has been fully built up, this Frieza here. So, I really want to put him in the middle, man. 251k defense. This is without Janemba support. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just show real quick what would his defense be with Janemba support. Let's go ahead and do this. So again, before we even do that, 251,000 defense. Let's grab those orbs. Okay, now he's at 282,000 defense. So him fully built up, he has 5 out of 7 links active here, so he's missing out on some defense from shocking speed up. Does Prodigies give defense? I don't think so, but let me just check. No, just attack. Okay, so he is at 282,000, so he's pretty much going to be getting, what is that, like 94k defense, 92, 93, 94, something like that, per super. So I'm going to put Janemba in slot 1 here just to see if maybe Goku's going to super this Frieza in the middle. And we'll see what kind of damage he's going to be able to do, how well he's going to be able to tank. Remember, this Int UI Goku still hits extraordinarily hard. So if this guy's able to tank this well without an item used, like, that's it. Like, he's insane. So let's see. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't super Janemba. Okay, well, damn it. That's not what I wanted to happen. But at least we'll be able to see his offensive numbers here. If we can get like 3 supers, very few enemies or units in this game will be able to hit harder than him. Alright, so we are up to, what was it, 6 million? 6.7 million. Okay. Okay, normal for 3.4 million. Oh, that's it? Damn, that's it. Okay. I mean, he was still hovering around like 370k defense though. Like there's no item active here. he's doing okay. But even with one additional normal, he was still at like a 9+ million attack stat. He could have he might have almost been under 10 million attacks at this turn, even with just that. That's crazy, man. All right, so this is actually an interesting turn here. So this will be the final turn we do. We have Toa's like mega support here. Unfortunately, we only have Janemba here. So we only have Big Bad Bosses and Fierce Battle active. So I don't think the links are going to be too great. I'm actually going to put Janemba in the front so we can get support here. But with Toa's like mega support active, we're at 282. This is actually pretty much the same number we saw last turn. Okay. So I guess with Toa's support here, so remember she gives 50% when your HP is below 50% to attack and defense. Plus she's also giving her normal buff, right? All allies 3 key attack and defense plus 30%. So she is giving 80% attack and defense this turn plus 3 key. Plus she could potentially be also giving us 10% attack and 10% defense. So she potentially could be giving 90% support on this rotation here. This number is probably not still going to be as high as last turn because again we're missing out on so much attack. We don't have brutal beatdown. We don't have universe's most malevolent. We don't have prodigy. We don't have shocking speed. So like we're missing out on a bunch of attack here. Let's see what kind of numbers we hit though with this. I'm interested. And again, this will be the final turn, just so that we close it out with third form Frieza, just annihilating this Goku. I mean, 2 supers and this guy's dead, right? Never mind, he's gonna kill him in 1 super. All right, so what's our initial super attack stat here? 6 above 6, 5.8. Okay, so even without a Frieza ally here, like we're still basically at around a 6 million attack stat. This guy is just ridiculous. I mean, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, well, you know, he's only good in long events. He's not gonna do that well in through Battle Road. I would disagree because remember we saw his defensive stat initially, and with enough supers, like I mean, if you're scared of this guy getting supered like right away and through Battle Road, you put him in slot 2. Like he'll be able to build up his defense through supering and then through his passive by attacking first before he gets hit. If you just put him in slot 2, I don't really think any other banner unit in this game comes even remotely close to how good this character is. I think again, this guy is Dokkan Fest exclusive level. There's just no doubt about it. He does too much, and I think like. The one character I would actually compare this Frieza to, as funny as it sounds, is LR Turles, right? Because LR Turles is an extremely, extremely powerful main rotation character, but don't forget, he's also a support unit. He's supporting the whole rotation. That's exactly what this Frieza is doing, right? You're seeing him do all these crazy numbers. You're seeing him put up multiple 6 million attack stats per turn. You're seeing him at, you know, 500k plus defense. But he's supporting the whole rotation, key plus 3, attack and defense plus 40% at the same time. So he's contributing a lot to the rest of the rotation's damage. So he could work as a floater too if you wanted to put him as a floater. He could work as a slot 1 unit, he could work as a slot 2 unit. He links up with every single Frieza extremely well. I don't know what else to say. That's how good this guy is. Like there's no real flaw with him, other than the fact that it takes a little bit to build him up, but even with 0 of his passive built up, he's still hitting very hard. So that's pretty much all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think of this third form Frieza. I'll see you guys all in the next one.